What's poppin', y'all? One of the co-founders of the streaming platform Kick and the richest streamer, I believe, in the world, Trainwrecks, got pressed by one of his own chatters on the long-term effects that he's had on his own audience when it comes to his promotion of gambling, which, of course, you know we are 100% against that. We do not mess with that at all whatsoever. Do not gamble. And that's even an overlay that he has on his stream all the time where he says, do not do this. But I'll play you guys the clip right now, and then we're going to get into it. We're going to need a little bit of lore and a little bit of backstory on Trainwrecks too.
Nah, Danzy, I don't think so, man. Sorry, brother. I don't think so. And I wonder if you hold that sentiment consistent across Twitch, the very platform you defend. You don't need to ban the guy. I mean, he's spamming. Danzy, you don't need to spam. You can type it once. I'll read it. I'm not like these other streamers who create echo chambers and, don't read things. I'll have a talk with you about it. I mean, Danzy, are you consistent? Do you go across Twitch? Do you look at what the stats are? Do you see that the most prevalent form of gambling and underage gambling and the most addictive form of gambling is sports betting, which has been normalized in America, which, by the way, has a $1 billion deal with the very platform you sit here and side with? Do you hold your opinion consistent across all the TV you watch, across all the sports that sit there and post their affiliate codes of the casinos they sponsor with and actually encourage you to gamble? Do you hold it consistent? Or you just type stupid shit in my chat? The person who's actually declined $1 billion, a billion with a B, by the way, declined it in order to keep it transparent and authentic. Does how I do it make it good? No, but it makes it better. The problem with the gambling world is everyone says it's bad, so they just justify doing it the worst way possible. I do it the best possible way. There is actually no better than the way I do it. So, if you're going to type stupid in my chat, I have no problem with that. If that's your opinion, that's fine. But at least hold it consistent to the platform you're typing on, hold it consistent to each streamer on the platform that you're typing on, and hold it consistent to every sports team you support on your weekends, drinking with your friends and laughing. You stupid, hypocritical... Thank you.
So here there are a couple of different things to address. First, Trainwrecks got rich without ever having done any gambling sponsor. He was already a millionaire before that. And he got to become a millionaire through streaming. So he started off, I believe, so he played football, soccer in college, and I believe throughout high school, which is funny because he hit like a 10K bet. He did like it went from 10K to like 2.5 M's or something like that, which is nothing because in the it is a major dopamine hit for him, but in the grand scheme of things, he's still negative in the overall. But he played football, soccer, and he was also a World of Warcraft player. So he played a lot. He played World of Warcraft, and I think he started streaming World of Warcraft, and then he became friends and roommates and would stream with this very popular, at the time, World of Warcraft streamer by the name of Mitch Jones. And this guy was lit. He was popping at that time, really popping. And Trainwrecks was living with him. Trainwrecks got clouded up off of him. He really got his way into Twitch through that guy. They had a falling out because this guy Mitch Jones felt like he was using him. It's a whole thing. And they separated, they split. They had issues for a very long time. They patched up their relationship since then. But after that, Trainwrecks would host some of these shows. He had like this scuffed podcast. He wasn't really known, I would say, for gaming streams other than like CSGO, case openings, Counter-Strike, things like that. But over time, he would just consistently stream. The guy was a grinder. Like he would be in that trailer of his room. He would watch full seasons of Hell's Kitchen. I'm talking about he's watched every single Gordon Ramsay episode. That was his stream. And he made a ton of money. He saved up a ton of money. And then the gambling thing comes along. So to address his point of ruining other people's lives, the first person whose life Trainwrecks ruined is his own. Like I said, I used to watch this guy a lot. I spent a lot. Well, after a certain time, after 2020-ish, 2021, the guy would just stream too late. Like, keep in mind, this guy was nocturnal. He would start his intro to his stream at around 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the stream would not start until 2 a.m., maybe even 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then it would go on to like 7, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. sometimes. It was absolutely a mess. So that's unhealthy. And then, let's say when he started first getting the sponsorship, he was on Twitch. He was getting crazy views. Trainwrecks, after he got banned, while he was still on Twitch, at that time, they allowed the gambling platform that he is on. And he he would stream and he would so he moved to Canada, first of all. He used to live in Austin, Texas. That's where that was kind of the hub for Twitch streaming between 2017, 2018 to 2022, I would say. That was the 2023 maybe. I don't know if it still is, but like streaming is just so much bigger. But for streaming, that was the hub in the US. I think even XQC lived there for quite a while. And for Trainwrecks, he moved to Canada, so he uprooted his life. He's from Arizona. He went to Canada, Vancouver, because it was legal for him to be on Stake there. Now there's Stake US. There's two different versions of the platform. So he went there, and this guy would do 40. I remember he did a 45-hour stream because I wanted to catch up with him. I was like, yo, what's he up to? And like I said, I somewhat enjoyed the case openings, but I enjoyed that guy's personality and the way he interacted with other people and people that he put together more than I did like the actual like spins or any of that. I can't watch that. I don't watch that. I've never participated in it. I'm personally against it. That doesn't mean like I cast negative judgments on people that do that or promote that. I think it's a lot easier to do that if you don't participate in the activity. But he would do 45-hour streams, and we're talking, you're not doing a 45-hour stream without using some substances. So I think he admitted this now, but it was a whole meme that he had this, like people use the sugar emote to signify something else. And this is before he even got some nose candy, before he even got onto the gambling side of things. But after that, he started to participate in most likely pills that would keep you up 45 hours. And this is where I said, this guy's a different breed. Think about the harm that does to you just staying awake for 45 hours. And he would do this at least a 34-hour stream 2-3 times a week. So he would stream for 35 to 45 hours. He would go to sleep, wake up, and do it again. And it's not like there was variety during these streams. He would be staring at a screen in a skybox and spinning. He would pretty much just run slots, spinning. And then I found out the amount of money that he was making, and I thought to myself, if somebody tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, we would give you this several $1 million, and let's say I had no problem participating in gambling in this hypothetical scenario, and they said, we'll give you $2 million, you've just got to do 45-hour straight streams twice or 3 times a week for a month straight. I don't think I could do it. And spinning a slot, I don't think I could do it. Like, I want to say that 2 M's, that's life-changing money, absolutely, or 3 M's, 4 M's, but I'm like, could I physically do that? And I don't think I could. And he did this for several years. He did this. So just think about not just the amount of bread he ran up during that period of time, but the negative effects on his health that had. I think the guy's he's lost years of his life. Not just the years that he spent grinding, but years as in I think he's taken years off of his life from the lasting effects of what he's been doing, what he did during that stint. And he talks about this when he talks about, it takes like 6 years, or like streaming starts off fun, then it sucks while you're grinding for 6 to 10 years, and then it gets fun again. And now I think he's at the part where it's fun. So first, he destroyed his own life, right? And not financially. But then we're going to talk about him harming others, right? And he talks about the person, he's like, do you hold the same energy to people that are on Twitch, for instance, that sports bet and that do all of this other stuff? Me, my hand raised, you guys can just check my resume. You can check my profile. I've always spoken out against it. Like, I think the most heartbreaking thing is seeing people like Lil Baby's kid, who's 10 years old, 9 years old, talking to Aiden Ross about he's got a parlay that evening. What? So a parlay is when people make a bet on sports and multiple things happening at once. So it's a significantly higher risk, as opposed to like, oh, this person wins or loses. It's like, no, this game, this person wins and they win by this many points and this individual has this many rebounds, something like that. So it's multiple different things. But if it hits for a crazy number. And seeing kids into this, it bothers me. So yeah, I'm across the board with it, whether it's any platform. Oh, we're going to talk about unregulated, regulated, the act of gambling itself. I think it's the same. People are like, well, there's this type that's legal, and then this one's a little bit shady. Listen, all of it is shady. There was a point in time where what you're calling legal now was illegal, or it was gray area, like what Trainwrecks was doing. So just the fact that that it's legal now doesn't make it any more right. So I do hold that. I'm against that across the board, and I don't think people should be coming at Trainwrecks. But I have to call out Trainwrecks for this, and I'm going to play you guys this clip right now because he says that he's the highest paid streamer and has been for the past 4 years, despite having significantly less viewers than people that are 3, 4, 5, 10 times as big as him in viewership. And I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
I'm like past that point in my career. I know what I've achieved. I know what I currently achieve. I know I'm the highest paid streamer in the world for the last 4 years, and still, I don't care. Right? There are streamers on this platform and on Kick and on YouTube that average, quote unquote, double, triple my viewership and still get paid 1/10. And they have gambling sponsors, right? So it's like, that's all that matters, right? The one stat a view bobber can never dupe long term is a sponsor. Sure, they can dupe them for a month, 2 months, 3 months, but 6 months to a year, they will never dupe a sponsor. It's just what it is.
And this is where you put these two together into a neat little sandwich, and it's sugar, spice, and everything not nice. How are you the highest paid streamer? It's, of course, through that deal. So if you're the highest paid streamer through that deal, that means objectively, and he said you cannot fool a sponsor, not long term, that means that you converted the most for them. You're their highest salesperson. And what is their highest salesperson? You were able to get the most amount of people to join the platform and lose money. So you ruined the most lives. And it doesn't matter how many times and I do think he is correct in when he said like, yo, I've turned down $1 billion because I wanted to do things the right way. Because there are people that completely cap about their winnings, and there's this internal beef within the community of people that are sponsored by the same company to gamble. So there's gambling beef about people using real money or money that they're given by the platform to play with. And Trainwrecks is on the side of, nah, I use my real money. So when I'm doing this, it's real stakes. And I think partially it's because he's an addict and he doesn't feel the same level of thrill if he were using money that wasn't his. But he is quite a principled guy, looking back into the past. And I do believe him when he says that. And I don't think people can judge him by saying like, oh, he's just a scumbag. Because if he was a full-on scumbag, then he would just take the fills and he wouldn't use his own money. But it doesn't change the fact that the outcome that happened is you objectively made the most amount of people lose bread or got them into it. And I think that's hard. Personally, I would just find that so hard to live with. But he's a different guy, and I don't think he's malicious with it. I think he gives the most amount of, or the highest amount of pushback of saying like, yo, you shouldn't do this. You should just watch me for entertainment. But we really know what that's like. It's like, yo, if somebody's doing something and they look like they're having so much fun and they're telling you not to do it, you're like, come on, man. Don't tell me to do something that you are doing and you're enjoying it and it doesn't even look like you're regretting it and your life looks great because of it. This is like you're winning on every single front from the viewer's perspective. And keep in mind, Kick started somewhat because of the militant Twitch administration that was getting a lot of people banned, including Trainwrecks, just for speech-related things, not even for the inevitable ban that came for unregulated gambling like they were doing. But for him to create Kick and on top of that to still support people on Twitch when they allow all of that. And a lot of people that were criticizing him back then, he became the black sheep. And he was the black sheep a couple of different times in the Twitch community, but he really became the black sheep for that. And then everyone coming around and joining him now with the company that he's worked with or any other of the companies and just doing it in general I think he feels fine because he's made his bread. But I think there's a little piece of him that wants some revenge. And I will always agree with him that you can't come for somebody like him unless you're coming for everybody across the board. And most people they're not doing that. They're just buying into everyone saying what he's doing is evil when it's no less harmful. I don't want to say evil because we don't know his actual intentions, but there is harm. That is 100%. This is not hey, I got you into Beachbody and now you look better because I sold you into it. No, everybody that gets into this feels harm. That just is what it is. That's the nature of the business. And I think for Trainwreck's own morals is he believes that it is okay to operate within this industry, but within that he has rules of you have to be honest and transparent. So I think for him, his biggest thing is honesty and transparency and not duping people. And that I can respect. Because there are people that are not honest, not transparent, and are duping people that aren't even in his industry. So I'd rather somebody that's honest, transparent, and not duping people. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.